Cryptocurrency is crashing, or is it going up? Does it find the bottom? Nobody knows. Talking about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin really in general today. And I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but I might be a bear. I might be talking about why I think Bitcoin is going to go below $6,000 really soon. And this video might get a lot of hate for it, but I think if you just listen to my points in this video, you might end up agreeing on why Bitcoin could possibly dip below $6,000 really soon. It might actually happen before I even finish this video. It's at $6,100 right now. Let's take a look at the chart. Come on. All right, I want to make it very clear. Long term, I'm bullish on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. And that might sound weird to be long-term bullish, but short-term bearish. And I might be totally wrong. I'm gonna put it out there. I might be totally wrong. This could be the bottom. Bitcoin could possibly bounce from $6,000 and go to the moon. But I think there's a lot more reasons for Bitcoin to go lower before it goes higher. And like I said, it's not gonna make a lot of people happy out there, but hey, I'm not here to make people happy. I'm here to give you guys entertainment. Entertainment, Bitcoin entertainment. Let's take a look at the chart. Let's take a look at the chart and then we'll talk more about why I think Bitcoin could possibly go lower. You can see Bitcoin up there to the $20,000 area, pulling back down there to $6,000 right now. A lot of people have said that $6,000 is going to be the bottom here, that we found the bottom. This is the bottom before the next bull run. It seems optimistic. It does. It seems like that would be, looking at the chart now, it looks possible. And I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not going to rule out that this could possibly be the bottom here. But I think there's more reasons for this to go lower before it goes higher because of just what I've seen in the market in general. Now, what we've had recently is a big sell-off. Today, we had a big sell-off. We just have not been able to go higher. We haven't really shown any bullish characteristics other than the fact that we've held this $6,000 area for quite some time now. So this $6,000 area support has been there for quite some time. You can see this, that $6,000 area, not a very good line, but you can get the idea. $6,000 right where we're at right now has been holding for quite some time. And, like I said, it makes sense. It looks like Bitcoin wants to hold this area and breaks higher. But what I'm looking at here is the idea of why would Bitcoin go higher now? And who's going to fuel the next run? We have a lot of people who got burnt on Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrencies over the last year. A lot of people who bought here at the highs, and a lot of people who just are probably not going to end up coming back to Bitcoin for quite some time because they're burnt. What's going to happen is they're not going to buy it here. It's going to go back to $20,000, and then they're going to start buying again. And that's what'll happen. That's just how it works. But I'm thinking that the $3,000 area just makes more sense to me than the $6,000 area. And that sounds crazy, I know. And I've got to also just look at the overall cryptocurrency market in general. What have we learned over the last year with cryptocurrencies in general? What have we learned? There's a lot of cryptocurrency projects that took a lot of money out of the market that just weren't actually doing anything at all. There's a lot of just really bad projects. So that's been a big headache for a lot of investors who have good projects. Having those bad projects, having those bad ICOs has pulled a lot of money away from good projects. And, you get products like DigiBuy, stuff like that, where, they're solid projects, but they just don't have the hype, they don't have the marketing, and they just don't have the figures behind them really pumping. So the past year has been difficult in that sense. There's just been a lot of people basically getting screwed. And it's going to take a little bit of time before those people who got screwed are going to be willing to buy back in. And then there's also this idea that people believe that if we do have a stock market crash, that the market is going to go higher. That if the stock market crashes, for some reason, cryptocurrency is going to go up. Now, the way that I look at this is cryptocurrency is not going to go higher because the stock market's crashing. Because people losing money in the market, they're not thinking to themselves, all right, I just lost money in the market. What should I do now? They're not thinking I should go buy cryptocurrency, which has also just been getting murdered for the last year. I don't see how that makes any sense. If I'm an investor and I just lost a bunch of money in the market, or if I'm just trying to get out of the market, I'm trying to take risk off the table, am I really going to go invest in cryptocurrency? It's been really risky for a lot of people. No, I'm not going to do it. So you got to be realistic here. This idea that the stock market crashing is going to lead to cryptocurrency going higher, that's not going to work. I think the best case scenario for cryptocurrency in general is that the market does go higher, in terms of the stock market going higher, in terms of just the economy going higher. Going into the end of the year, we might get a bull run if we can get the market to all-time highs. We get people who are really bullish on just the overall idea that the world's going to just have more and more money pretty soon, that everybody's just getting richer and richer. Maybe that's a catalyst that could work with the stock market and cryptocurrency. If the overall cryptocurrency market kind of just holds there at $6,000, and then the stock market starts to go higher and everybody gets really excited and everyone's got a lot of money, I think we really just need a strong economy, a strong stock market to really get people to start investing in a very speculative market like cryptocurrency. And you need big money as well investing in cryptocurrency. If the market continues to crash and go lower, you're going to get people who are like, hey, I'd rather just buy stocks because at least I know it's regulated. At least I know I'm getting a good dip buy on the stock market at these levels compared to buying cryptocurrency that might just go to zero. At least if I'm buying stocks in the stock market, there's actually some type of protection for the investors. Where Bitcoin, there's just no protection other than buying it and watching it go to zero. So that whole idea that the cryptocurrency market is going to benefit from the stock market crashing, it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. And also another thing that I've noticed lately with cryptocurrency, just social media, Twitter, stuff like that, and YouTube, there's a lot of people who are really bullish, who believe that $6,000 is the bottom. What would lead you to believe that $6,000 is the bottom? Now, we've had, multiple bounces off that $6,000 area, but every single time we've bounced from $6,000, this thing has got denied, and it got denied hard. This recent bounce up there to $8,000, denied, smacked right back down there. Little bounce up there to $7,000, denied. Not being able to break back above $7,000, again, today, getting murdered. So looking at this chart, really just looking at the chart here, everything we see on this chart is telling us, hey, this is bearish. There's nothing really solid about this just yet. Now, if we break down there to the $3,000 area, what's going to happen? We're getting a lot of people who are just selling, who are getting out of it, who are over it. And I also think there's a lot of people who are sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what happens. I think there's going to be a lot of people who would be buying at 3,000. More people buying at 3,000 than more people buying at 7,000 if this does break to the upside. So if Bitcoin breaks $7,000, I think there's going to be a lot more people who are waiting for this to crash than the idea of Bitcoin going to 7,000 and people buying the breakout. Everybody who's sitting here buying the dip now, are they going to take profit as soon as this thing starts to rally? If everybody's waiting to buy the dip and this thing does crash, are we going to get a nice little bounce back? It crashes down there to $3,000 and then pushes back up. You're going to have people who are getting FOMO, but really got to ask ourselves, what is going to be the big catalyst to send Bitcoin back to the moon? There's an idea that if the US dollar starts to really inflate and we have a lot of problems with inflation and just money in general, that people will start to flock to cryptocurrency, and that'll be a big mover there. That cryptocurrency will give power back to the people, that people will be able to buy into crypto. But I think at that point, it's going to be almost too late. I think a lot of those people who would be buying Bitcoin cryptocurrency just aren't going to have that mindset where they can sit there and be like, hey, the US dollar is crashing. I'm losing all my money. All my money that I saved up, my 401k, everything is getting ruined. What should I be doing? They're not going to be thinking I should be buying Bitcoin because Bitcoin is going to the moon. Now, is that to say that the banks, that the smart people won't be buying Bitcoin? No. I know for sure if there's a major problem with inflation, that there's a big major problem with the US dollar, that the smart money is going to look for ways to protect their money. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, stuff like that. They're going to look for non-inflationary instruments where the masses, where people around the world who have no idea how to battle inflation, they're not going to be thinking to buy Bitcoin or gold or silver. I'm not really sure how they're going to react other than just mass panic and just a lot of issues in the world. So there's a lot of theories out there on what's going to be the next big move for Bitcoin, what's going to cause Bitcoin to go to the moon. I'm bullish long term. Long term, I think Bitcoin is going to go to prices that we can't even fathom. But right now, I think there's more reasons for Bitcoin to go lower before it goes higher. There's just nothing going on in the cryptocurrency space that's like, hey, we all need to buy Bitcoin now. That cryptocurrency is going to go higher. To be honest, I sold all my cryptocurrency on this last push up there to 8,000 as we couldn't break higher. Seeing we were having trouble there at the $8,000 area, that's when I ended up getting out. So I think that's also what's going to happen
if we do get another bounce from 6,000. If this does push back up there above 7, maybe $8,000, you're going to get a lot of traders who are going to be taking profit there, adding onto the selling pressure, and then you're going to have bag holders. You're going to have people who, in general, who are just trying to get out. So we really need that moment where it's like, okay, this is the dip buy. This is the moment. $3,000 area, give it to me. I want it. I need it. Long term, still bullish. This video might contradict with some of my previous videos, but I've learned a lot over the last year with cryptocurrency, with just the market in general, kind of working with some of the projects, seeing kind of the behind the scenes, what's really going on out there in the cryptocurrency space. And I'm not going to go back and, try to figure out where I was wrong, where I was right, but I'm really just trying to make this point out. But I really just want to start this discussion and get this idea going. But I really want to ask this question, what is the next catalyst that's going to send Bitcoin to the moon? One thing you need to remember here, a lot of people are like, well, Bitcoin's going to $1 million. If Bitcoin goes to $1 million, there's a lot bigger problems in the world, guys. If Bitcoin's going that high, that means there's major issues in the current financial state. That the market is crashed, the US dollar's worthless, people are killing each other over food, over water. It's going to be a massive, massive amount of hysteria and problems to come. So if Bitcoin does go to $1 million like people have claimed, people have predicted that Bitcoin is going to go to the moon, there's a lot of things that come with that. So for Bitcoin to go higher, for Bitcoin to go to astronomical levels, that means that there's either a major war, there's just some type of massive panic that's causing this rise, because the overall financial world is going to crumble at the idea of Bitcoin, at $1 million. So is it totally unbelievable that Bitcoin could ever reach those levels? I wouldn't say it's totally unbelievable. I wouldn't say that it's impossible. Looking at the current status of the world, looking at the current US debt problem, looking at just the consumer debt, looking at everything in the world right now that nobody else is looking at. They're all just talking about how everything's good, how business is good, how tech companies are going to the moon. But we really need to be asking ourselves these questions. What is it that's going to send Bitcoin to the moon? Now, this video is not just about Bitcoin. It's about cryptocurrency in general. I feel like Bitcoin is the leading indicator when it comes down to just the overall trend and what is going on currently. So that's why I'm talking about Bitcoin. So if you're in Ethereum, you're in Litecoin, all those coins, Digibyte, everything, you got to be watching Bitcoin here. If Bitcoin breaks below $6,000, everything else is going to get crushed. Today, Bitcoin dropped from 6,500 to 6,000, and it was like a 2 or 3% move, and everything else dropped 10%. So you really got to understand the risk here, and then also ask yourself, what's going to be the next big move here? What's going to cause Bitcoin to go to the moon, or what's going to cause Bitcoin to start crashing? And we got to always be asking ourselves these questions and trying to figure out what's going to be the next play here. What's the next trade here on cryptocurrency? I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm always keeping an eye on it and wondering and watching and trying to figure out what's my next big play here. I'll give you guys an update in a couple weeks. We'll see where Bitcoin ends up. I'll give you guys an update in a couple weeks, see if we can hold the $6,000 area. If we can't hold $6,000, I'm looking for that $3,000 next. $3,000 Bitcoin. It sounds crazy, but it's a possibility. It's always a possibility. Maybe I'm just being greedy here. Maybe I want to buy Bitcoin for $3,000 a piece so I can get 2 Bitcoin for the price of 1 instead of paying for $6,000. Maybe I'm being greedy. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm waiting. I'm watching. I'm looking for the next opportunity here. Cryptocurrency. Long term, I'm bullish. Short term, I'm bearish. Talk to you guys later on.